Hey, it's me, Barb Herrera, and I'm with Health at Any Cost. And I am answering, this is actually kind of a fun thing to do, is I am going online and looking at new people's videos, and they have a lot of questions, and I thought I'd just answer their questions here online, and it's kind of funny. So I went on and watched somebody called It's M, I-T-S, I-T apostrophe S-E-M, and It's M, and I'll put the link down in the bottom. But she was asking questions about Mounjaro specifically, and she had a lot of questions that were really good questions for somebody who knows nothing about Mounjaro or GLP-1s in general. So I thought I would answer them. Let me tell you first, I started 3 years ago, almost this month, 3 years ago, and started on Trulicity first. And then I was on Trulicity for a year, which is a GLP-1 as well, dulaglutide. And now I'm on Mounjaro, have been on there for about 2 years. I have been on 15 milligrams of Mounjaro for 17 months now. I'm in maintenance. I started at 405. Today I weigh 125 and am incredibly healthy. All my illnesses are gone. We'll talk about that as well, because these are questions M has as well. So I thought I would go ahead and just start answering some of M's questions, and I thought you all would enjoy it as well. She wants to know why Mounjaro is taking such a center stage right now instead of Ozempic. And that's because Mounjaro, they have found, and we knew who were taking it, gives much better results than Ozempic. The Ozempic is something called a GLP-1. Mounjaro is a GLP-1 with a GIP. And so there are two mechanisms working together to be able to help the body balance even easier and even better. So the Mounjaro weight loss is much greater. Here in the States, Mounjaro is for diabetes, Zepbound is for weight loss. In the UK, which where M is Mounjaro is also for weight loss. So that's why there's Mounjaro. Food noise, even though M seemed to, I'll talk to you, M. M, it seemed like you had an idea of what food noise was. I actually call it a food cacophony. For me, it was an ongoing, almost like a ticker tape running at the bottom, or one of those things that goes at the bottom of a newscast that just runs, a chyron, I think it's called. And it just said to me, I would wake up, even to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. What can I eat? Where's the food? What can I eat? What do I have in the cupboard? How can I get to this? Oh, it's going to be breakfast in a couple hours. I'll be able to eat in a couple hours. Oh, if I eat breakfast when nobody else is up, then that means that we can go and have buffet breakfast when everybody wakes up, and then I can eat more. And it just goes constantly. Every single moment I was awake, that is what my head sounded like. And while I was eating, and I was eating a lot of Uber Eats back then, while I was eating, and in my whole life of eating, I would be thinking, when can I eat next? When am I going to do? And I'm telling you, and I have 50 documented diets and weight loss programs that are failures. And I took Fen-Phen in the 90s, and that failed as well. And I also got the heart valve damage problem from that. And then in 2001, I had an RNY gastric bypass, and that failed as well. This is the first thing, and the food noise doesn't go away with weight loss surgery, just so you know. For everybody, weight loss surgery doesn't make the food noise go away. But these medications do. And it is freeing in a way I can't even explain. I'm a writer, and now I'm able to write so much more focused. I know people who talk about finally being able to take up hobbies that they had when they were younger. People are able to do all kinds of inner thoughts because it's not all taken up by food. Where is it? How can I get it? How can I buy some? Whose house can I go to? Oh, I'm going to go to a party. I get to eat. Oh, I can't wait to eat. I wonder how much I can eat without anybody noticing. Things like that. It was just constant nagging. And now that's gone. It's like a bully is gone. That's how I feel about it. It's a bully. And that bully has vanished. So I'm very, very happy about that. For me, the Mounjaro is an injection of motivation. But it's not just an injection of motivation, but it removes the barriers to success. So the motivation, okay, so when we go on a diet, and I speak we collectively because many of us who are watching this have done this over our lifetime. I'm 64, almost at 63, I just turned 64. And I've been dieting since I was 10. My mom took me to the doctor. I was put on speed when I was 10, Weight Watchers at 12, and on and on and on and on. When I went on the GLP-1s, Trulicity is a GLP-1, and then we added the Mounjaro. We separated, the Trulicity went off, and then I went on the Mounjaro, which adds a GIP. All of a sudden, I wanted to do everything I had been taught to do my whole life. When I had the gastric bypass and I lost 200 pounds, I wanted to go to the gym, and I hated it. Every single time I went, I hated the gym. I hated exercising. I hated walking. It hurt even still. Even as I lost weight, it hurt. And I did at one point do a cartwheel, which was loads of fun, but it still was very, very difficult to have any motivation. What this has done for me, what Mounjaro has done for me, has taken every bit of the blocks in front of me to going for a walk, going to the gym, picking the right foods to eat, picking the right, this is going to sound weird, but the right people to talk to, actually. I do not give time to people who are, ragging on me about taking this medication. They are not in my body. They are not in my life. They are not my doctors who have been telling me I needed to do something since I was 10 years old. And now I'm able to do all of these things, and it's not hard. That's what's so crazy, is it's just not even hard anymore. It's like, I get up at 4 o'clock, I jump out of bed, I put on my clothes, I walk to the gym, I go on the treadmill, listening to Queen, I listen to my Queen live or Queen videos or whatever, and I gallop along. I don't run, but I do, walk, and I walk on the incline and stuff like that. And then I go and do weights. I do upper body, lower body, abs, butt, all of that. I do all of that. I almost stand outside of myself when I'm doing all of this, looking and saying, who is this person? Who is this person doing this? I don't know her. It's still so new to me. I only started going to the gym in November. I've been walking. I can walk and have walked, and I had to walk until I needed inclines. I'm in Orlando, and so it's all flat. But when I needed inclines, my daughter Megan said, go to the gym. And I was like, oh, I've been doing weights at home and bands and stuff like that. But I was walking 7-8 miles and not even tired. I was like, okay, well, I guess I need to turn around. It's been a couple hours. I probably should go to work. So now I go to the gym and I get a little more exercise, and it's lots of fun. And I don't use the word exercise. I use the word movement. My word of the year for 2024 was movement. I don't do resolutions. I pick a theme, and it was movement. And this year, 2025, is momentum. So I'm on my momentum is what I'm doing. Okay, let's go back to M. Side effects. So a lot of people do talk about the side effects, what we know, and why Mounjaro is getting a better rap than Ozempic at the moment too. And I don't work for Lily. Lily doesn't know I exist. Lily, I'd love it if you knew I existed. I've lost 280 pounds on your products. But no, they don't know I exist. I get no money from anybody. None of this is sponsored at all. So just so you know. But one of the reasons that Mounjaro is better known and more appreciated at the moment than Ozempic is because Mounjaro is proven to cause less gastrointestinal issues. So people get the nausea far less on Mounjaro than they do on the Ozempic. And also the Wegovy as well. Wegovy, Ozempic is for diabetes, Wegovy is for weight loss. Same exact medication, different dosages though, but Zepbound and Mounjaro are the exact same thing, except, and they also have the same exact dosages. It's just how they have to market it. It's some bizarre weirdo thing, but that's what they do. So the side effects, the only side effect I have ever had is constipation. And it took probably 6 to 8 months for me to figure out how to make it take the exact right supplement so that I can go every day. And I do now. And it is an absolute non-issue. For a short time, about 3 weeks ago, I had a little diarrhea, but I think it's because I was eating so many dried fruits. I was eating a lot of dried fruit, and I think that was probably it. But no, I take a combination of 3 fiber caplets, and then I take 3 magnesium caplets as well each day, and I'll put them down. Again, I'm not linked to anything. I don't have an Amazon store, nothing like that. But I take 3 of those a day, 3 each a day, and then I go to the bathroom every single day perfectly fine, and it's not a problem at all. When people get the stomach ache, a lot of times, and I'm telling you because I dig to find out why, people talk about the stomach ache and how nauseous and how sick to their stomach they are. I really, and this is going to sound judgmental and I don't mean it to be, kind of not. What I find is that when people are getting so sick to their stomach, it's because they ate something that disagrees with them. I won't even say something bad because it may not be bad. I don't like bad food, good food, things like that. But that it may not agree with them. If they're eating a burger from McDonald's or something and they haven't eaten one in a long time, that can do it. If you're eating a McDonald's burger or let's go fries, we can go anywhere. We can pick anything from any fast food anywhere. We can go for building a pizza at home. It's something like that. Something as innocuous as making your own wonderful pizza. If it makes you ill, test it. It's like almost like allergy testing. You go off it for a while, make sure everything's stable and good and there's no more symptoms, and then you try it again. And then if it does it again, you know it's the food. It's not the medication. It's the food. These medications make it so that we are inclined, encouraged to eat things that are going to do our body well. That's probably the easiest way for me to try and describe it. One of the things that I wanted to talk about too real quick that Em asked about, she said these medications are so new. Actually, they're not. GLP-1s came around in 2005 and we've had them ever since. So now we're at 20 years that we've had the GLP-1s. We know there are no long-term effects. We know that there are not having any issues. What's really interesting is, yes, they were for diabetics before. And then in about 2000, where are we? In about 2021 is when they started being given for weight loss. But I have to tell you, it wasn't until it started making the news that lawsuits started coming out. It took that long from 2005 to about 2023 until the lawsuits started coming out about, oh, I had the ileus. Oh, I had my gallbladder had to come out. Now I'm going to tell you that gallbladders come out with every great weight loss. It's very common for them to come out after a gastric bypass, and there are many gastric bypass doctors who take out the gallbladder while they're doing the surgery to make the stomach smaller or whatever they're doing in there because it's so common. So to have your gallbladder taken out, no big deal. I've had mine out since before I started these medications. Blessedly, I don't have to worry about it at all. So it's nice. It's very nice. Let's see here. Oh, and with the other side effects, some of the side effects are transient. A lot of times it'll happen when you increase a dose, and it goes away after, it fades after a short time. So you don't have to worry about that either. When you stop, great question, Em. Great question. What happens when you stop? Well, when you stop taking your high blood pressure medication, when you stop taking insulin when you are a diabetic, when you stop taking your high cholesterol medication, when you take your, if you've been having a user addiction of whether it's medication or alcohol, there are medications people take for life in order to not go back on those. Obesity, which is what we have, obesity is a reoccurring chronic disease. Reoccurring means if you don't treat it, it's going to come back. It's similar to Em when she went on a diet to get into a beautiful bridesmaid outfit. Now I have to tell you, first of all, Em is one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen. She's just so gorgeous. And I've only watched the one video, but she seems to be the nicest, most wonderful woman. Em, I adore you already. So she went on the diet to get in the dress. And then when the wedding was over, she went off the diet, gained that weight back and more. Who doesn't know this rhythm? We all know this rhythm. That's why, no, this is not a fad diet. This is not a fad diet. This is not a diet at all. This is medication. This is medication. Diets do not require a doctor's prescription. Diets are what you get on TikTok. And yes, people are getting these medications, air quotes, on TikTok. Don't do it. Anything that says not for human consumption or animal grade only or research grade only or whatever, those are not things to take. But we're going to do this legally at the moment. So going on the Cambridge diet, going on the South Beach diet, none of those require a prescription. This requires a prescription. This is a medical prescription, a medical answer to a medical problem. Finally, people, it's going to be in 10 years, but definitely 20 years, people are going to look at how ignorant we were, even now, that we didn't realize that obesity was a disease. We know it's a disease. It's chronicled as a disease. People, the obesity people, the bariatric people, all of the doctors, most doctors, some doctors don't understand it yet. Endocrinologists understand, cardiologists understand. We all understand, those of us who are in this. I'm a medical nerd researcher. And this is a disease. And so in order to treat the disease and keep the disease at bay, you have to take the medication forever. A lot of people, and this is your question, what happens when you go off? You gain weight. You gain weight, you have a ravenous appetite. And we know this now, not even just so much from so many people like me who are older, but if the women are taking it to lose weight when they have PCOS when they're younger and can't get pregnant, and then they get pregnant and then they go off the medication. Ideally, you're off the medication for 2 months before you get pregnant, but that doesn't seem to be happening all the time. What happens is they go off the medication and they say it is like all the hunger that they didn't have all that time has come back at a roar. And they are gaining enormous amounts of weight during their pregnancy. And then what's happening is they seem to be not choosing to breastfeed afterwards, because you can't take it when you're nursing either, so that they can go back on the medication and lose weight. Well, I was a midwife, and I was a lecture leader. I had 3 kids. My kids nursed for 2.5 years each. The idea that people want to go off the meds, want to go back on the meds so that they can, and so they can lose weight and not nurse, makes me squeamish. It makes me squeamish. But I'm going to be honest. If I was in that position, I don't know what I would do now. I don't know what I would do. And that's coming from somebody with 50 years of birth knowledge and education. I would like to believe that I would just stay fat, but it's very difficult to try and imagine that that's what I would do. But anyway, beside the point. Yes, people get ravenous, they get hungry, they eat, they gain, and they regain, and they gain even more. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, let's see here. Oh, yeah. One of the things, Em, that you said was really interesting. You said that is it worth it to just lose weight? Is it worth it to take this medication to just lose weight? Actually, you're not just losing weight, my dear. You are staving off 100+ obesity-related illnesses. I was a fat activist in the 80s. That's what we called body positivity back then, was a fat activist. And I used to speak about how I was 300 pounds, and I was easily, healthy. I didn't have any problems with my blood pressure, with my cholesterol. I was fine. I was able to walk. I was doing all that. I was healthy until I wasn't. And then the dominoes, it wasn't one that fell one at a time. I had one domino fall and they knocked them all down. I got everything from diabetes, which I have in remission right now. My hemoglobin A1C 3 years ago was a 9.0 and now is a 5.0. I had 3 years ago, I was in cardiac failure, heart failure, and that's gone now too. I had massive liver disease, which is gone. My chronic kidney disease is way improved. My cholesterol is normal. My blood pressure is normal. I'll have to talk about my back another time, because yeah, there's residual stuff from being fat. All of my illnesses are gone, but I've actually crushed my spine from being so big for so long. But I'll talk about that in another video. There are so many wonderful things that can happen when you take the medication, and that being just the drop that starts all the work that we do. The medication seems like magic when you're not watching us on the treadmill. The medication seems like magic when you're not watching us choose our food. What are we going to eat? And we're able to stop and have a conscious discussion with ourselves about what we're going to eat. It's not, oh, brownie. It's not pizza. It's not like that. There's a delay. It's like the brain slows down so I can make a conscious decision about what I'm going to do for me and my body. I've never had that, not on any diet, not with surgery, not with any other medication, nothing. So this is surreal to me. It's still incredibly surreal. Okay, sorry. I just love, Em had the best question. So Em, thank you so much. You've been so good. Let's see here. Oh, Em, you're so right about all I need to do is eat less and move more. Now, I'm going to send you over to Laraine, Laraine, at the Downsized. I can figure out your name, the Downsized. And I'll put that link down under as well. Laraine was larger size, and she's on Mounjaro as well, and she's in maintenance as I am. And she did half marathons, triathlons, all over 200 pounds. And she did several of them. She tried for 30 years to exercise to diet and exercise her way down to a normal, typical, healthy weight, and was never able to do it. On tirzepatide, which is Mounjaro, on tirzepatide, she has finally hit her goal that she has and surpassed it, and never had that happen ever before in her life. Diet and exercise isn't going to do it by itself. It's just not. Our bodies are so, I don't know if you call it imbalanced or cattywampus or what it is. Our brain is affected with the Mounjaro as much, if not more, than our gut. That's where the brain noise sits. That's where the decision making sits. That's where all of the ability, because people think about GLP-1s being only in our gut. They're actually all over in every cell of our body. GLP-1s are. So as we're getting them put in, I don't know, nobody seems to have the idea. Are we GLP-1 depleted? Are we GLP-1 deficient? What's the issue? So there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of agreement about that yet. Still working on it. So yes, there are aspects that are still very new. I will agree. But this is just so amazing to be able to slow everything down and eat less, move more. Doesn't work. How I was told all the time was shut your mouth and move your ass. And that's what I was told. That's exactly what I was told my whole life. Shut your mouth and move your ass. And I tried. And the only time it ever worked was now. Here I am. Okay. Oh, I love what you said, Em, about, I don't want to deny myself. Life's too short. What else should you say? Oh, and I used to say that too. I had this thing where I would say, if I died tomorrow, would I be happier knowing that I ate the brownie or didn't eat the brownie? And I always said, I'd eat the brownie. I'd be so much happier on my deathbed if I ate the brownie. Now, what's so weird with the Mounjaro is that I'm able to think, I've eaten enough brownies in my life. I don't need to eat any more brownies. I know exactly what they taste like. I don't need that anymore. And if I want one, I can have one. And if I want one, I can take a bite. If I want a whole one, I can have one. If I want two, I may have a stomach ache, but I can have two. But it'll be nice negative reinforcement telling me not to do that again. I think it's a different, for me, and I'll speak for me for here, but I hear it a lot as well. Helicopter. It's a whole different mindset. It's like there's not a deprivation kind of feeling that comes with this medication. It's not, I don't feel deprived at all. I feel like I can do anything, have anything. And I was like, okay, as an example, Diet Coke. I drank Diet Coke for over 30 years, tried to get off of it, 30 years of trying to get off Diet Coke. By the time I went on Mounjaro, I was drinking 8 to 10 Diet Cokes a day. No exaggeration, 8 to 10 cans of Diet Coke a day. The day I started Mounjaro, it tasted like mud. And I threw it away. I didn't need it anymore. When I go out, I have an unsweetened iced tea. I could not care less about Diet Coke anymore. Just gone. Alcohol was drinking. I was in so much pain. I was 400 pounds. I was bedridden. Couldn't get out of bed for almost 10 years. I had to use a walker to go 5 feet to the bathroom. I mean, it was just like not fun. Now, I'm not in pain. Not only do I not need the alcohol, but when I took a sip of the amaretto, it also tasted like mud. I was like, what? My beloved amaretto, which is, by the way, 60 teaspoons of sugar in a bottle of amaretto, and I was drinking 3 bottles a week. Not anymore. All gone. Just in that, I've lost probably 40 pounds just from stopping amaretto. Okay, so there's that. What made me go on the meds? What made me go on the meds was I was in the hospital with complications from COVID, lung and heart complications from COVID in April of 2022. And I had a beloved doctor who I did not know. He wasn't one of mine. There were 4 doctors, 4 cardiologists standing in my doorway. And one came up, stepped up and crossed his arms, and he looked at me and he said, "You will either change your life or you will live in a nursing home." And that did it. I knew I had to do something. I was put on Trulicity, and I lost 86 pounds on Trulicity. Add that to the 40 pounds I lost with just stopping Uber Eats. So all of that all together was on the Trulicity. And I haven't looked back. I haven't looked back. I don't want to die. During COVID, I had a do not resuscitate over my bed. I've got that in my blog, health@anycost.com. And I don't want to die anymore. Now I want to live. And so that's why I went on the medications, because I want to live. And I know when you're younger and you're not in pain as much, or you're not pressed down by the weight, the literal weight that you have, or the number of doctor appointments that you have to go to, or you're just not in that really ill place, it's hard to envision why I would go on the medication, because I was dying. I was dying before my eyes. And I am not doing that anymore. Now I'm alive. And that's what I did. And then I've got a couple more things, but this is really important for M and for other people who are watching who are not sure if they want to do the medication. None of this is to talk you into taking it. None of it. This is my experience, the experience of the people that I know, research, things like that. I hope that you're able to think, examine, research, think, meditate, ponder, write about it, talk to people who love you. You can even go on it and then go back off. Know that when you go on, it can take 4 to 6 weeks for it to kick in totally. So the first shot isn't going to do hardly anything. Some people say it does. Most people are like, it's not doing anything. I didn't lose weight. I took 1 shot. It didn't lose weight. You don't lose weight like overnight. Most people don't. A lot of people do. I did. I lost a lot of weight, 280 pounds. But it took 3 years to do, too. It builds up in your system gradually. So by 6 weeks, you will begin to see the beginning of losing weight. And that's when you can get a good gauge. So you can go on. And if you hate it, if you have terrible side effects, you go off. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I know people are like, well, it's an injection. I can't get it out of my body. It's not even like a pill that I can go and get thrown up at the hospital or whatever. But it's when you take that first one, you're getting a little bit of medication, and it builds like staircase over time. So that's why you can stop if you don't like it. That's always a choice as well. Let's see here. Will it make you happy? Good question. Those who knew me before, is it making me happy? What do you think? I'm getting ready to go on my first cruise. I can't believe I'm going on a cruise. I've been asked to go on a cruise for years, decades, because I could have gone on the Disney cruise for free. My mom worked at Disney for 40 years. So I could have gone on the Disney cruise for free or really discounted. I was too fat. I couldn't go. There are times, even now, my brain kicks and says, an automatic knee jerk, I can't do that, I'm too fat. It's like one word. I can't do that, I'm too fat. And I'm trying to clean it out of my brain, but it's still there. And I think it's going to take a long time before I can make that permanent shift to not think that way. So when I was thinking about the cruise, that was my first thought. And it's a group from the Downsized. It's a group of people who are all on Mounjaro or semaglutide or tirzepatide or Wegovy or Ozempic. We're all on, most people, not everybody, because partners are going as well. I'm taking my daughter, Megan, who is also on tirzepatide. And she's lost 130 pounds. And she's on the Downsized. They did an interview with her. I did an interview on the Downsized as well. And no, they don't pay me to talk about them. No, I just love them. They're dear friends. So when the idea of doing the cruise came, my first thought was, I'm too fat. And then I started thinking, oh my gosh, I could go. I bought this shirt for the cruise. It's a Disney shirt. I'm a Disney file. I love Disney. And I started buying clothes for the cruise. And now I'm going on a cruise. And I'm so excited. I can hardly stand it. In June, we're going on a cruise. I used to take 2 seats on a plane, if I ever flew, which was very rare. One time I had to take 3 seats. I had to buy 3 seats. And now I'm in one. And when Southwest was doing people could pick their own seat, I would find the heaviest person and pull them in next to me. Because everybody looks down, don't sit next to me, don't sit next to me. And I would purposefully grab that person and say, come sit next to me. And I did that even when I was a little bit bigger. But even now, small, anyone can come sit next to me. I pick out the biggest person everywhere, tell them how beautiful they are, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's just, the world is hateful to fat people, hateful. And I don't want to participate in that. Even though I don't look fat anymore, there's definitely a huge part of my brain that still sees myself as fat. 61 years of being enormously fat is still there. So it's going to take time to go away for that. And that's it. That's it. I hope you will either email or let me know you saw this, and I hope it answers some of your questions and helps a lot. And other people, go see Em and leave her kind comments, please. Like she said, she's just chatting. She's just asking questions. She's just pondering. So she doesn't need anybody jamming at her to go get on the meds or don't go on the meds. Don't be telling her, just do keto, just do carnivore. All you have to do is, when someone says all you have to do is, that is your cue to turn their mouth off. All you have to do is. I hate that phrase. All you have to do is just plug it in over here. All you have to do is just eat what I eat and you'll be fine. Well, not everything works for everybody. And 15% of people who take Mounjaro, it's a non-responding kind of medication for them, and they don't lose weight because there's new medications coming out in the future. And so what works for me may not work for you, but 2 years from now, a new medication may work for you. So just know that when you go talk to Em, be kind. She's a lovely woman, very, very beautiful, lovely woman. And we want to make her our friend and not needle her to take the medication, because it doesn't matter if she does or doesn't. This is her choice, her body, her choice. You heard it from me. I love you all, and I'll see you soon. Who else do I need to go check out and answer their questions on video? I'm loving this. Talk to you all soon. Ciao.